Still on the hearings, freelance journalist Kirsten Han has disagreed that inflammatory posts on social media should be taken down. She said this could backfire and lead to speculation among the public. Ms. Han said this in the context of an example raised by Select Committee member Edwin Tong, where false allegations that a Buddhist woman had been raped by a Muslim man sparked a deadly riot in Myanmar back in 2014.
Really stop the spreading, because it's not foolproof. We might end up with a Streisand effect of them going, oh, there was a takedown order issued by the government and they've taken down something, and then that spreads and it creates more unhappiness. So I think unless we're talking about a situation where we have such tech dominance that a takedown literally means it vanishes from the internet forever, we cannot actually assume that this would be the case.
Mr. Chairman, can I just jump in with a clarification on this particular point? May I just confirm that both Ms. Han and Mr. Shu, your view is that faced with a false, racially motivated rape allegation, which is now inciting violence, you would prefer for that information to persist because you would prioritize the negative consequences of backfire over any potential benefit from taking that down. So in other words, you're more worried that taking it down will cause greater harm and inflame passions more, and so you would prefer for this to be left to circulate because that is less harm than what would happen if it continues to be spread. Is that your position?
No, I'm saying that in a Singapore context, we will already have laws such as the Sedition Act that could tackle inciting disharmony between racial and religious
that's not
groups.
the question I'm asking. I'm not asking whether there are other measures. As Mr. Tong has made it very clear, he's not asking whether other measures would not be brought to bear. And I think we all accept that many measures may be used in these situations. The issue is, yes, we will do all the other things, but even doing all the other things, your position is it's better to leave this up there because the harm of the backfire effect is worse than the harm of further inflaming racial tensions.
No, because I believe you're characterizing it as if I don't endorse a law that allows takedown.
No, I'm
saying we should just leave it there and let it spread.
I'm not talking about a law. I'm saying that it has to be taken down.
I am talking about law, that's why
I know, but
case.
That's not the issue here. I'm asking, your characterization is that it's better to leave it up there and allow further hatred, further violence, further confusion to spread because you're more worried about the backfire effect than the further harm that this information does. We haven't worked out how we'll take it down yet, but I'm asking, do you want it taken down?
No.
Because for the reasons that I've stated?
No, my position would be that we should explore other measures and use the existing laws that we already have.
I understand, Ms.
But I would not take that down.
Well, while hate propaganda can threaten social cohesion, legal sanctions are not the only possible response, as they can do more harm than good. Well, that's the view of media professor Cherian George, who spoke at the public hearings on deliberate online falsehoods today. Professor George said that when the threshold for legal intervention is set too low, laws can not only be misused to suppress legitimate expression, but often also backfire by playing into the hands of those who peddle such ideology. He said hate propagandists today use a different tactic. They persuade their followers that they are victims of injustice and their aggressions are acts of self-defense. Professor George urged the repeal of Section 298 of the Penal Code, which criminalizes the deliberate wounding of religious or racial feelings. Like many others who testified at the public hearings, he stressed the need to have a multi-pronged approach to tackle online falsehoods. That would include improving media literacy and raising awareness of the importance of non-discrimination and equal rights.
We should have zero tolerance towards human rights abuses such as discrimination against minorities and so on. But that's not to say that our response shouldn't be nuanced. I think they both can be true. There's always the risk of overkill, for example. If we declare that we are going to have a war against discrimination, it is quite possible that the cure may be worse than the disease. Precisely because there are such serious risks, we should be extremely smart in the way that we respond.